And we begin at 4 with President Donald Trump saying he will impose 100% tariffs on China. Good afternoon. I'm Annabelle Sedano.
And I'm Robert Kovacek. Michael and Colleen are off today. These new tariffs are in response to moves by China to institute export controls. Currently, the United States has tariffs on about 40% of Chinese goods.
NBC4's Karma Dickerson joins us live with more on when these tariffs can go into effect, plus what this could mean for the growing backlog of shipments. Karma.
Hi there. As I stand here before you, I'm looking right over LAX, where not just people are coming and going. Of course, there are a lot of goods and products. And this announcement from the Trump administration, President Trump, can really have another effect on how we get items that come to us from overseas. So to those tariffs that were announced, the president saying the U.S. will impose new tariffs on Chinese goods. The amount, a whopping 100% increase in any current tariff on China. And that's going into effect November 1st, just before the height of that holiday shopping season. Trump says the U.S. will also put in place export controls on critical software. Now, this comes after China put in place new controls on their exports, particularly rare earth minerals. And those are vital to tech-based industries around the world, including right here in the U.S. Those industries include defense, automobiles, semiconductors. Meanwhile, some effects of Trump's international economic policy are already being felt in the shipping world. Shipments of imported goods worth less than $800 used to come into the country duty-free, but that is no longer the case. And in some cases, those higher bills and scrutiny are causing some confusion. UPS customers in particular complaining of long delays with packages clearing customs, trouble getting clear tracking information, and even messages that packages that don't clear customs are being destroyed. We talked to a man named Trey Wyatt who imports musical instruments regularly, but he says he's struggling with a shipment worth about $7,000 stuck in limbo, potentially about to be destroyed.
When you put in your tracking, your tracking number, and it shows they're going to dispose or destroy your packages or return to sender. So it's not that it's necessarily taken a huge amount of extra time, but it's just the uncertainty and them saying it can't clear customs because we do not have certain information, but they're not emailing the sender or myself, the receiver, to tell me what they're missing.
So UPS did give a statement to NBC News, essentially saying that packages with missing or incomplete information are having those delays, and they say that people have the option of getting it returned to sender at their own cost, or they can go ahead and provide that missing information. The last alternative, they say, is to destroy the package. However, as you heard there from Trey, that it isn't necessarily that he's refusing to provide information. He said UPS has not reached out to him to ask for that additional information. He has no way to provide it. He doesn't know what's missing, and we have heard on various forums of dozens, if not hundreds, of other customers saying they're in the same boat. Reporting live, I'm Karma Dickerson, NBC4 News.
My goodness, Karma, thank you for that. Meantime, we are now 10 days into the government shutdown, and as promised, the administration says it's beginning substantial federal worker layoffs. Affected agencies include the Departments of Interior, Homeland Security, Education, Energy and Health and Human Services, along with the Environmental Protection Agency. And NBC News has just learned that the Smithsonian will close all of its museums, research centers, and the National Zoo on Sunday because of the government shutdown.
And Annabelle, while some lost their jobs today, other federal workers received little to no pay. If nothing is resolved, members of the military may be next up. NBC4's Ted Chen is live for us in downtown L.A. with the very latest on this. Ted.
Robert, we don't know exactly how many federal workers here in downtown Los Angeles or across Southern California did not get paid or got very little pay today, but we do know that their bank accounts are the latest casualty in this government shutdown, which shows little sign of being resolved.
The pain of the government shutdown is moving from airports to pocketbooks. Today, hundreds of thousands of federal employees did not get any pay for October, during which they were prevented from working.
Right now, we're at a stalemate.
Leaders from both parties say workers will get back pay once the shutdown ends, but the next empty paychecks are scheduled to arrive to members of the military next week. House Speaker Mike Johnson says Congress has made sure the troops will get paid, but a C-SPAN caller told him she's frightened.
I am begging you to pass this legislation. My kids could die.
Neither party is backing down on the shutdown's main dispute, whether to extend subsidies to the Affordable Care Act scheduled to end this year, which could affect the health care payments of millions.
Starting October 1st, millions of Americans are getting notices that their health care premiums are dramatically increasing.
President Trump says any extension of the tax credits would have to come with reform.
We want to fix it so it works. It's not working. Obamacare has been a disaster for the people.
Insurers have given out notices that next month premiums may increase when open enrollment begins for the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. Reporting live from downtown Los Angeles, Ted Chen, NBC4 News. Back to you guys.
All right, Ted, thank you for that. President Trump is heading to the Middle East on Sunday with a ceasefire in place between Israel and Hamas. Thousands of Palestinians are making their way back into northern Gaza to see what's left amid the rubble. Hamas has just under 72 hours to release the 20 living Israeli hostages and the 28 bodies it still holds. A team of doctors is ready to help the living return to normal life.
We cannot undo these 2 years of nightmare they have been through, that the families have been through. We need to help them to become humans again after they were dehumanized by the Hamas.
In Gaza, some families have been homeless for the duration of the 2-year war, but they're optimistic about what lies ahead.
Despite of the bombing, despite of the loss, I feel happy actually, because we still survive. Palestinians deserve life, and nothing but happiness is appropriate for them.
The U.S. military is preparing to send as many as 200 troops to Israel to help ensure stability and the flow of humanitarian aid into Gaza.